Windows 95 is one of the most iconic operating systems of all time. Being the version of Windows that introduced the taskbar and the start menu, Windows 95 was the first version of Windows that was really catered towards the ordinary user. And they really advertised it as much too, because this was probably the most marketed version of Windows of all time. I mean, heck, they sold over 1 million retail copies in the first 4 days, making it probably one of the most successful Windows launches of all time. But now that it's been nearly 29 years since Windows 95 launched, now that operating system that everybody waited in line in store shelves to pick up is now a relic of the past. But that doesn't mean we still can't look at it today, so that's what we're going to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. But before you do, go ahead and remember to like and subscribe, and go ahead and hit that bell icon too so you guys can get notified about my latest videos. That way you don't miss out on those. But with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so this is PCem. This is an emulator that emulates older PCs and their components from the 80s and 90s, and it makes your life a whole lot easier when you're trying to run DOS programs or like older Windows versions like 95 and 98, or even like Windows 1.0 and 1.2. It does a lot better on this than it does on VMware and VirtualBox, because this actually emulates the hardware that those older operating systems were actually running on. But as you see here, I already have Windows 95 Test and ME Stream. I have used this a little bit, but we're not using either one of those. We're just going to go ahead and create a new machine. We're going to call that Windows 95. There we go. We'll get into it, and we're going to, it can technically run, Windows 95 can technically run on a 486, but we're going to go with the Socket 5 Intel Advanced ZP, whatever that means. But either way, our CPU is going to be a Pentium 90. Technically we could do a 75. I don't want to go past like maybe 100, but we're just going to go with 90 because this is a very CPU intensive emulator, so it's really hard to run things sometimes. So it's going to be better just to have a mid-range CPU of that time. But either way, we're going to give it 64, oh, not 46, 64, oh, things can be weird sometimes. 64 megs of RAM, sorry. 64, thank you. Didn't want to cooperate there. But either way, we're going to give it 64 megs of RAM, and we're going to go to our device. We're going to give it, let's see, what will we give it? Actually, let me go, best thing to do is go here. I can go see what I have in this one. Okay, so it is that, okay. So it's an S3 Verge, so, okay. So we can create this again. It's 95. Go back to our other setup that we had. Oh, it saved it. Let's minus that. We're going to go 64 again. Okay, everything is good. That has it on the EV. We want to go with the ZP. For whatever reason, the EV one broke. Okay, so that's all good. So it actually saved my other configuration. We're just going to leave that like that for right now. We're going to go Sound Blaster 16. I don't think we need that. Hard drive, no. Or actually, yeah, we do have to set up, what am I doing? Yes, I do have to set up that. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and replace that disk. I'm going to make it, let's give it 4 gigs. We're going to go ahead and give it 4 gigs. I think that's would be overkill for what we're doing here. Create just a raw image. Actually, it would be better if we do a fixed size VHD, so let's just do that and then give it 4 gigs. I think that's a lot better format to do it in anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and let that create that real quick. Alright, so there we go. We got that. We need, okay, so 3.5 inch. That works. Those are all good. We have that. We don't need a game stick. We are going to make this a Novell NE2000, and those settings are correct. And yeah, I think we're all set up here. I believe so, at least. Okay, let's try a Pentium 120 actually. we're going to go ahead and go with that. And if we get some stuttering on the start, I'll go back down to a Pentium 90. But I think a Pentium 120 might work for us here, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But either way, I'm going to get the drive set up, and whenever I get the emulator launched, we will be right back into it. Alright, so this is actually the Windows 95 boot disk, but whenever we go to actually install Windows 95 itself, we're going to have to use the Windows 98 boot disk, because this boot disk for Windows 95 doesn't have CD-ROM support, and I couldn't find one that did. So we're just going to go ahead and format the disk with this, because every time I try to format the disk with the Windows 95 one, it always messes up. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to go ahead and go with fdisk. Oh, whoops, I'm going to have to blur that out. I spelled the wrong thing there. But we're going to go ahead and enable large disk support. Go ahead and go with that. And make that our primary DOS partition. So we can now get out of fdisk. Okay, so to go with format, C drive. Invalid drive specification. Oh. Okay. Maybe we have to restart. Yeah. That's right. We do have to restart. I forgot about that. Alright, so now that we've restarted, we're going to go ahead and have the floppy is going to load the Windows 95 boot disk again. And now we can format the C drive, which is going to be important. So we're going to go to format C, and yes. So it'll format this. This is going to take a little bit, so with the magic of editing, we're going to be right at the end of it. Alright, so approaching the end here at 98%. We're almost done formatting that drive. Now it's just going to calculate the free disk space on that drive. Alright, so there we go. We're just going to give it the C label, obviously. And yeah. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and load up that Windows 98 boot disk so we can have CD-ROM support. So let's go ahead and go to that. Alright, so here we go. It's going to say starting Windows 98, but that's not what we're doing here. We're just going to go ahead and load it from CD-ROM. This will give us access pretty much like DOS mode. This is pretty much like we're running DOS here. We're just going to go ahead, once it does its PCI bus checks, we will go ahead and run the setup. We have to go to the D drive, I believe. Yep. Drive D and go to setup. Keyboard's far away. Yep. We're gonna go to enter, and there we go. So that was pretty painless. I have actually tried to make this video before and I failed miserably, so that's where I learned how to do a lot of this stuff. Because I didn't know that the Windows 95 boot disk didn't have CD-ROM support, so there was no point in even trying to do it that way. But I also figured out that trying to do, in another attempt, trying to format the C drive is not possible, at least as far as I know, in the Windows 98 boot disk, so I had to figure out how to use both. But either way, we are now in the setup. Welcome to Windows 95 setup. Congratulations on your choice of Windows 95. The newest and easiest way to do what you want with your PC. Setup will take 30 to 60 minutes depending on the speed of your computer. To begin the setup, click continue. That is what we're going to do. And this is going to take a while, so I'm probably just going to skip around in the setup, just kind of only go over things that give you like options of like things to set up and things like that. Other than that, it's really just going to be sitting here watching loading screen after loading screen. So things like this we'll go through, but other than that, yeah, we're just probably going to go ahead and skip around. So let's see what the next prompt is here. Yep. Alright, so the Windows 95 setup wizard. Welcome to the Windows 95 setup wizard. Well, which will guide you through the rest of the setup. Now we just need to go ahead and collect like basic information. It's going to check for installed components and available disk space. We're going to do the typical install. We could do a custom one. I just want to do the typical one for right now. And yeah, that's right. I have to put in my certificate of authenticity. So I can't show this on the video, obviously, so we're going to go ahead and skip this, and I will be right back after I put this in. Alright, so there we go. Now we can put in our name, which is going to be Nostalgic. And our company will just be YouTube, even though I don't have to put this in. Just going to go ahead and continue anyway. So we'll check and see what kind of hardware, if you have any of the following. Yep, I have both of these, so we're just going to go ahead and let it set those up. And yeah, this process will take a little bit, so I will see you guys when this is done. Alright, so here we go. Windows components, it'll set up a variety of additional components, including games, disk tools. Okay, so all of the accessories. We're just going to tell it to install the most common components. There we go. Computer name will be that. No, I don't want to do that. You know, if you notice this little thing right here, it has all like the different floppies. You could actually install Windows 95 on floppies. There's like, I forgot exactly how many like different floppy disks you'll have to use, but there's a ton. And it's like super time consuming. So that's why, like, thankfully there is a way to install it by CD-ROM, because I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, you have a box here, you have all your CD, or you have all your floppies, and like, I guess a piece of paper, because you have to write shit down too. Installing Windows back in the day was really fun. It must have been an experience, because today with like Windows 10 and like 11 now, and we're going to be having 12 here soon, like, you just press a couple buttons and it's done, but back in these days you actually had to like set it up. But either way, that out of the way, we don't want to start up disk. Copy, and yeah. So this process is going to be another one that takes a while, so we're going to go ahead and skip this too, but this is just going to be copying all the Windows 95 files to my disk. So yeah, this is going to take a bit, so I will see you when this is done. Alright, so we're almost done with the setup. Getting close to 100%. There we go. Now we're preparing. Okay. So now it's ready to restart. I'm going to have to take out the boot disk before I restart. But yeah, that's everything set up, and we should be getting pretty close to starting this. So yeah, let me go ahead and take out the floppy disk, and yeah, let's restart. Alright, here we go. Getting ready to run Windows 95 for the first time. Beautiful screen. I love that background, by the way. That is an iconic background. So now we're just waiting on it to do this. Okay, so enter network password. Okay. Oh, not 9070. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we don't need to confirm that. 95 is now setting up my hardware and plug-and-play devices. So pretty much setting up my drivers now. Or some of the basic ones at least. Hopefully it's got my video drivers up to date, where I have I can get at least up to 256 colors. So now it's setting up all the basic stuff, setting up the programs in the start menu, on the start menu. So it's pretty much just setting up our UI stuff now, and some of the basic things like Windows Help. And yeah, now we're going to have to put in our time zone, which for me it would be Eastern time. So apply, and there we go. We don't want a printer. Setup has finished configuring your system. You must restart the computer before the new things will take effect. So there we go. Let's restart. Go through this whole thing again. There we go. There's that beautiful Windows 95 screen. It's an iconic screen. This one Windows would do shit like that. But either way, we have that all in. Get prepared to hear the theme. Beautiful. Didn't have any choppiness until the end. Sad. But either way, I might have to downgrade that CPU to like a 100 or something. It just depends on whenever we start running games, if it'll like cause any issues or not. But either way, welcome to Windows 95. That's our little welcome screen. We did the Windows welcome tour. Here we go. Welcome to the Windows tour. A few minutes, start a program. Okay, show me how to start a program. You can start programs easily by using the start button. Click the start button now. Oh, whoops, I didn't click it right, I guess. There we go. Point to a program, or point programs. So all the programs, accessories menu, yeah. Oh, I got a WordPad now. The thing that they removed in Windows 11, by the way. Oh wow, this looks like the Windows 3.1 WordPad. This WordPad, you can now use the close button. There we go. Now, programs, try opening and closing Paint on my own. Okay. So we're going to go to Programs, go to Accessories, and Paint. There we go. Oh, it's not going to let me draw. Sad, okay. Yes, I know. You only needed to click once. Okay. Well, it's not letting me do it. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Exploring my disk. Easily browse through files and folders on your computer. Just remember to find out what's inside something. To find out what's inside something, double click it. Okay, double click on my computer now. Okay. That's back whenever they still had this on the desktop. So let's see the contents in my hard disk. This contains folders, contains files, and other folders. Let's go to the to-do folder. Yes, I know Windows. I know how to operate it. I'm just doing this for the fuck of it. To work with a file, you must select it. You must first select it. After you select it, you can use commands on the File Edit menu. There we go. I only needed to click it once. Okay, that's not how it works today. Oh, wait. They just wanted me to highlight it. Okay, I wasn't reading. I'll click on the file. For example, we want to delete the file. Yeah, I can delete it. Click the edit menu. You can hit copy and all that. Now I can just click on the outside. Close that. Let's go to... what? Oh. Oh, I see. Oh, I wasn't reading the instructions like normal. Okay, now I can just close all the windows. Nice. Okay, thank you. There we go. Finding a file. Have you ever saved a document and not been able to find it later? Yeah, that's Windows 3.1 problems. Windows makes it easy to find your work. Let's go to the Start button now. To find files or folders. Oh. Now I click Find Now. Searching the C drive. And yeah, there it is. Now click on the File menu. Click Open. Oh, you know I could have just double clicked at Windows, right? July 18th, meeting with the repair department to discuss new training operations. Interesting, must have been some... this must be some internal Microsoft thing. Either way, I can close the July report. New search. Yep. Okay, so I guess... to Robert, find now. Click that and do it their way. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Now I can close WordPad. Hopefully we're done with that. Switching windows. This ought to be interesting. Switching windows. Using Windows, you can easily switch back and forth between open windows. That's kind of the point of Windows. I would hope you can. 2 documents are now open. Switch to by clicking its taskbar. Okay. No. What? Oh. See, all these things that we learned how to do today, or we just don't do random shit like that. Times you may want to temporarily clear a window from the screen. The minimize button. Yay. Clicking the minimize button. Is that still what it wants to be? Okay. Both programs are still running and available. To bring them back. Go on. There we go. Now I can minimize that one again. Okay. So, last one it will do is to ask us how to use help. Usually get help by when you don't know what to do or if you need. Okay, so go to the start and go to the help. Okay. Click on the index tab. See index help topic about changing time and clock. Click in the white area beneath the number 1 and type time. Oh, whoops. That's not time. There we go. Match. Click display. Okay. Change time on your computer. Click here, view date and all that. Okay, yeah, we all know how to do that. Many procedures contain shortcut buttons to help you get your work done faster. Okay, cool. But I don't care about all that. Oh shit, we don't have that button anymore. We might. It might just be something different. See, people from back in the day would know what that button is. I don't. Okay, so yeah, we can now change our date and time. But either way, that is enough of that. We know what we're doing now. We can exit tour. And yeah, go with what's new. Just tells us, hey, you have a taskbar now. That's like the main selling point of Windows 98, or 95, sorry. It's about messed up, it said 98. This is obviously not 98. Either way, let's go to our control panel. Hopefully I can fix my screen resolution here. We're not going to do 1920 by 1080 because I have noticed that that doesn't look very good on the videos. So yeah, we're not going to do that. I don't know why I just clicked internet there. Go to display, settings. No, I can't yet. So yeah, it might. We're still going to have to do some driver updates. So yeah. Alright, so either way, we now have it installed, so let's get right into installing those updates, get this thing connected to the internet, and then start running some basic programs. Alright, so I did make a few changes. I did go ahead and put that PCem 90Hz processor in this. It did fix the stuttering issue, so thankfully that's been fixed. But I also installed, or I also got a floppy drive, well, a virtual floppy drive, that has the S3 Verge drivers in it. So, the way we're going to have to install that is we're going to have to go to Control Panel here, and go to Add New Hardware. Have it kind of search for it itself. And here we go. We will hit Finish. Wait. See a list of the devices, click Details. Okay. I don't think that's... I don't know if that's it. Maybe it is. Who knows? We'll have to see. Let's go back to the display driver. Or let's go back to display. Okay, we still can't do that. But we have our floppy drive installed. Let me try this again. No. I'm going to go for display adapters. Have a disk. I'm going to go with A. We're going to have it look itself. Okay, there we go. So I did do it wrong the first time. At least we installed one driver. Whenever you do this, you want to do the S3 Verge DX/GX. That is our driver we want to install. And there we go. It is going to install this. Then we're probably going to have to restart, I would imagine. Okay, so now that we have that installed, we're going to go ahead and restart the computer. Okay, so we're loading back up. Pro tip, remove that floppy drive with pretty much any floppy that's in there, remove it because it won't, Windows will not load properly, so you'll have to take it out. Yeah, I just made that mistake, but yeah, as you hear, there's no more choppiness in the audio, so that's good. That's why I downgraded that processor, and we shouldn't have too much of a hit on performance, at least for what we're doing in this. But either way, let's go to Settings, Control Panel. Let's go over to Display. Interesting. We're still not able... Maybe we have to change it in here. Yeah, we do. Okay, now we can apply. That's why we couldn't change it. Okay. So we can go up to... We can go from 256 colors. Wow, we can really make the resolution large here, but all I want to do is go up to that. Let's see what 256 colors looks like. That might be okay for us. No, we don't need to worry about that. No. Oh, this is back in the day when you had to restart your computer to change your screen resolution. Interesting. Anyway, Windows is now restarting. There we go. This already looks 1,000 times better. A little bit of a stutter, but that's still fine. We don't need the screen anymore. We've done that shit. You know what? Let's try, since we have the option, let's go ahead and try True Color 24-bit. Operate properly. I would... You know what? Might as well just restart it again. I don't think you have to, but we're going to anyway, to prevent any weird issues from happening. Alright, so here we go. Okay, I don't think anything really changed too much. So, oh, there's a pink background there for some reason. Yeah, so I don't think we need to... This is a good resolution for what we're doing. Yeah, this is pretty much what you would have back in these days. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's try out some of these default programs that are on here. We're gonna try. Let's see what Calculator looked like back in the day, and wow, yeah. I mean it looks like it serves the purpose. 3 times 6 equals 18. I mean, it works. Yeah, I mean it's functional. It just is very, very basic. Yeah, there's nothing... Oh, you can have a scientific calculator too. I don't even know... To be honest with you, I don't know if this is still in Windows or not. To be completely honest with you, but wow. Nice. I mean, it looks... Like I said, it looks extremely basic, but it's really nice. Let's go back. Let's see what else there is. We have... For our accessories... We have Notepad. This hasn't changed at all. I mean, yeah, this has not changed one bit besides the font. I wish I could find this old font. I would use it in Windows 10 today. I love that font. But yeah, I mean, that all works well. You can leave that though. We don't need to demonstrate Notepad. Have the MS-DOS prompt. So yeah, here we go. We have that. Let's go to... Let's see what else there is. We have Paint, as it tried to help us use there before. We couldn't use it though, so we're going to kind of try to use it here. We're going to take our little pencil and draw around. Take our paintbrush, get some red in there. I don't know. It doesn't... I noticed it like makes an angle whenever you sharply move your mouse, so... I guess it's like performance things from back in the day. I do remember using this a little bit back, like whenever I was in pre-K, so I do have a little bit of experience with Windows 95 Paint. But yeah, it's very, very primitive, as you guys can see, but it does do the job very well. But we can leave that. Actually, yeah, we can save it. Shit. Image. Save as a bitmap, I guess. Yep. And there we go. Oh wow, it saves that to the desktop. Okay, we'll move that. Okay, I guess there's no photos folder. Oh shit, this is not, I hate that. So there's no, the icons don't line up. They don't snap in place. I hate that. But either way, do we have games on here? Or do we have to install those? I think we had to install those. Yeah, we have to. We would have to install them if we want them on here. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Damn. Is that WoW from Peter's server? I don't even know what that is. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Internet mail, internet news, none of this stuff works, I would imagine. Let's see, no, I don't have any of that. Yeah. I remember seeing this back in the day. It's just really, really primitive. But yeah. It's very, very primitive email software. Let's see what else there is. I mean, we have Internet Explorer, but it's not really functional. Let's see. No, can't do it. Okay, let me try to go into Control Panel. I might be able to figure out how to get on the internet here. Alright, so I haven't been able to figure out how to get this thing connected to the internet. I don't even know if it's still possible. I'm sure it probably is. I just haven't been able to figure it out, and it's asking me about this dial-up thing now, so obviously I'm not doing that. So now that we've looked at some of the stuff on Windows 95 so far, let's go ahead and install some games and maybe a couple programs. So yeah, let's get right into that. Alright, so the first game that I installed is Star Wars Dark Forces. We've been playing this on stream quite a bit, and I thought, hey, this is a DOS and Windows 9X era game, so I wondered how this would play on here, and it actually did really well. I had a problem with the sounds at the beginning. I couldn't figure out how to get the sounds to work for a little bit, but then I just figured out I was just pressing the wrong button in the sound setup. So yeah, but it played really well. Surprisingly, there was no choppiness or lag, and it functioned the way I thought it was supposed to, so I think downgrading that processor was a really good idea. After that, the next game I decided to install was SimCity 2000, and despite the fact that I have no idea how to play this game, it too also did run really well. But I think one of the games you guys were most looking forward to is Duke Nukem 3D. Just take a few moments and listen to just how well this game ran.
Groovy. Groovy. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride.
But that's about all I have for this video, but I do want to ask you guys, what else would you like to see me run on Windows 95? I know there's a lot of things I could try, and I would really love to hear from you guys down in the comments what you guys would like to see me do next. I've really been enjoying messing around with these older operating systems this past month, and I think you guys have too, because my channel's really gone up in popularity since I've started doing this. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more of this in the future, but I still am going to be making game reviews and things like that, so don't worry. For all the LEGO Star Wars people out there and the people that came to my channel for gaming, don't worry, I haven't given up on that. And to you guys waiting on that Mario Kart video, it is still in the works, don't worry, it will come out eventually. But I'm not really sure when. It could be the next video, it could be like a year from now, I don't know yet. It's just whenever I feel like working on it pretty much. I don't know why I can't dedicate myself to that video, but for some reason it just always gets swept to the side. But don't worry, it will come out eventually. I did also see that they announced the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, so I am going to try to make a video on that before it comes out, kind of going over what we think they're going going to be adding, so I am going to try to work on that. But either way, I want to say a special thanks to my super supporters on screen here. They play a big part in supporting this channel, and if any of you guys would like early access to my videos and get your name mentioned at the end of them, become a super supporter today. It would be a big help. But if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you want more content like it, please subscribe. See you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.